Welcome to an all-new episode of Blitz. I'm Brian Carter, joined at this time by Rabun County head football coach Lee Shaw. Coach Shaw, first of all, I just want to thank you, as always, for being on the show. I just appreciate your time and always enjoy talking football with you.
Absolutely. We appreciate the coverage up in Rabun County.
Yeah, and today we're here out at Jefferson High School. You got a 7-on-7. This is your second one of the summer. You guys got a pretty rigorous schedule this summer, 6 of these things. I imagine they get you in pretty good shape for the season.
They do. It's more, we're going to get in shape Monday through Thursday in the mornings in our Ironworks program, our summer sacrifice type program. But when we come to these 7-on-7s, it's about competing.
Yeah.
We're going to see athlete on athlete. It's not real football, but you still got to compete. And it's hot, and you got to suffer a little bit and learn how to fight through it. So we feel like our 7-on-7 circuit that we kind of do is real key to our success.
And now, Coach, let's look at last year just for a moment. I remember before last season we spoke about, you didn't want your team to get complacent with your first year here where you got a winning season, but you said it was just a game above average. Last year, you go 8-2, you make the state playoffs. Unfortunately, a tough draw at GAC. What are the biggest takeaways from last year? Yeah,
just we're learning how to compete, learning how to finish, to battle a little bit and get back in the winning ways, the tradition up in Rabun County, and that's the where we want to be. And now we've got a mark that 8-2 regular season. We want to beat that now. We want to get past the first round. We haven't done that yet. So we're excited about the challenges coming up. It's got a tough schedule, but it'll make us better.
And now, speaking of a challenge, when you think of Lee Shaw and football, you think of great quarterbacks, and you've made average quarterbacks really good in your career. And then, of course, your sons were just phenomenal quarterbacks in their time as well at Flowery Branch. But last year you had a situation you didn't have to run into in a long time, and that's Wes Holcomb was set for a big senior year and just unfortunately had an injury that forced him to pretty much just chip in defensively, and you had to go to Hunter Sims. Talk about the challenge of having to deal with something you've never really had to deal with before.
Yeah, it's a confidence deal. It's the quarterback learning the offense is giving him the Kool-Aid, but we were fortunate to have Wes, who had some experience, and he was such a team player to step on the defensive side and become a corner and be one of the better defensive backs. But it's a mindset. I've always had great quarterback coaches. Yeah. They do a great job, and these kids respond, and we feel like we put the best guy in that position to give us success.
And kind of going early into this year, what's your plan looking like at quarterback? Because I know that's one of those big question marks for this year.
Right now we have Colin Grant. He's our starter. He's upcoming senior. He was injured last year, tore an ACL in the preseason, so we lost him totally last year. So he's excited about being back. Yeah. We have an upcoming freshman, Bailey Fisher, who's going to be an outstanding quarterback, and he's battling Colin right now. But right now it's Colin and Bailey, and we're excited about the future at quarterback for us.
Yeah. Now, Coach, it's no coincidence, 2001 to 2011, Rabun County goes 25-82, roughly a 230 win percentage. Since you've come on board, you turned this program around, 14-8 so far, almost tripling your win percentage at about 640 or so. Just talk about how you're able to take a program and just turn it into a contender that quickly.
Yeah, first let me say this. I don't ever want to disrespect those guys that were coaches previous to me or players, because we had some good ones. Sometimes it's a matter of the schedule, strength of schedule. There's a lot of things that go into play, but I feel like when I came back across the gorge back home to Rabun County, I had some street credibility of winning at Flowery Branch, and the guys fell into believing really fast. We put some guys in some key spots, and we had some key guys playing for us, and I felt like I put together a good coaching staff, great support in the community, and an administration superintendent gave us every opportunity to be successful with facilities. So there's a lot of things that played into the success, but I think it's just that fact of believing that you can win again.
Absolutely. And now your first year here at Rabun County, your offense averaged 29 points a game, I believe, and then last year you kind of upped that 39.8. That's almost 40. And when you think of your history in coaching, you would think that would be, about average what you've had. But even when your sons were quarterbacks, as great as they were, that was the second best offense you've had in terms of points per game, I guess, since your last year at Flowery Branch. What can you say about how explosive your offense was last year?
Yeah, it's a spread offense, and we try to get the ball to our playmakers. Quarterbacks did a good job with that, and it sometimes it goes to the strength of schedule. I don't think our strength of schedule the last 2 years, or maybe the first 4 or 5 games, was as strong as what I've had in the past, but That changes this year.
Yeah.
And so we'll see, but I've always wanted an explosive offense, and we're going to try to score as many points as we can.
Yeah, and I guess on the flip side, you want to prevent as many points as you can. You've done a great job of that in your first, looking from your first year to second year. You allowed 26 points a game. Last year, you took that down to 15.5, 3 shutouts, 7 times you held opponents under 14 points. Just phenomenal defense, and I'm sure you're glad to have Tucker Williams come back and lead that defense again this year.
Absolutely. Got Charlie Warner in safety again, once again. But we got a lot of guys that played well. Coach Rob Stockton, our defense coordinator, put together a great defensive package last year for us and kind of kept it simple for us, for our players. And we feel really good about our guys coming back. And we just want to compete and get Rabun County back to where it needs to be and should be, and that's winning.
Now, it's kind of uncanny that we're here at Jefferson, and this is the game that I was here last year, just a heartbreaker and overtime loss, really tough game, and it really kind of molded the region going into the state playoffs because Jefferson got the 2 seed and you guys got the 3 seed. Things could have been different had it been for that one game. I'm sure you had to be looking that you opened the season here, and even though there may not be playoff implications on the line now that they're up in 8 AAA, you guys had to have that one circled for a while.
Well, you know, I wanted to play somebody tough starting the season off, and that's 0 week for us, I think, the 22nd. And a team like Jefferson is going to give you that. They're going to be physical. They're going to play hard. That's what I wanted, you know, coming right out of the chutes, setting in the tone for our season is to get us better. Of course, we want to win that game. We want to win them all. But that game's going to get us better for the remainder of the season and when we hit our region play.
Yeah, and talk about hitting region play. You also, I know you guys have had to talk about when you look at the schedule, you end the season 3 straight, Union County, Washington, Wilkes, and Greene County. 3 of the primary contenders with you guys for this Region 8 AA. What do you hope to accomplish before you set into those final 3 weeks?
Yeah, just a tone of winning, our offense being explosive, playing great defense, running to the ball. We'll play Union County, who is our mountain rival. Yeah. That's one of the biggest games of the season for us. And, of course, in athletic teams and powerhouses like Washington Wilkes and athletic team like Greene County. So we want to make sure that we're rolling by that point because those 3 games are going to be huge.
Now, you spoke earlier about Charlie Warner, absolutely one of the most explosive players in the state on both sides of the ball. Just phenomenal the way he can score from on the field in any way you need him to, and then defensively just his presence out there and his body style and everything. Is it possible? He's already halfway through his high school career, so I know you're glad to have him back for 2 more, but
absolutely.
Is it possible that he has improved any from last year to this year? It's hard to see that he could.
Yeah, absolutely. He still has a high ceiling. He still has room for a lot of improvement, but he's developing into a bigger body. He's 6'5", 223 now, where last year he was at 6'4", about 206 in season. He's kept his speed. He's much stronger. So he's one of those guys, a catalyst, if you will, on your team that you kind of build some things around. And you're crazy if you don't find a way to get him the ball and get him fitting in some defensive schemes to help you win.
We're looking forward to it, and Coach Shaw, thank you so much again for your time. I always appreciate it.
I appreciate
it's an honor
the
having you on here, and we look forward to seeing what your team has in store this year.
Thanks. We appreciate it in Rabun County.
All right, we got more Blitz on the way next after this break.
No matter what the occasion or how big the achievement, everyone deserves an award. Look no further than Bob and Ted's Trophy in Clarksville. Trophies, medals, plaques, and more. It's what you need when you need it. Family owned and operated since 1974, Bob and Ted's has been rewarding the community for nearly 40 years, offering quality service at competitive pricing, all done with a speedy turnaround. Get what you need when you need it.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.